To me, the only logical response to the government canceling SNAP benefits is for Americans to cancel the holiday season. Close the wallets. Close the wallets. You don't need to buy a turkey. You've had turkeys for the last how many years? You're good to skip a year. Black Friday hasn't Black Friday and I don't know how long. The deals suck. You don't need a new flat screen. You already got one from last year. Your kids have tablets. They have toys. They have electronics. They'll be good to miss out on 1 year. They'll be okay. Close the wallets. Cot boy. You know? We should be spending any money then. It makes no sense for, in response to the government taking food off people's tables, for us to then open our wallets and continue the economy as if nothing is wrong. It's time for a cop boy of the holiday season. The time of year where corporations make the most money. Yeah, shut it down. Close the wallets.
Hola lovelies, this is Zoe, and as some of you all might have already heard, millions of Americans are set to lose SNAP benefits starting November 1st. And I will say that I am disappointed to hear the news, but I'm not really shocked because I knew this was going to happen, and I'm actually shocked that a lot of people are shocked that Trump decided to take away EBT, and he said that he was going to do that. It was in the Project 2025. It was in Project 2025, and I guess a lot of people didn't read it, but I did. I even still have the video up for it. It's very sad that they took away the SNAP benefits. You know, a lot of children and elderly people and even disabled people need that. 3 million Americans are about to go hungry. And what's scary is that, you know, now that they took away the EBT benefit, he said he wanted to make America great again. And as y'all can see, that was a lie. I know for me, I'll admit I used to have EBT like last year, and then in 2024 was the first year that I applied for EBT. And what was crazy, I applied for EBT and they gave it to me, but all they gave me was $23. And when I first found out about it, I was upset because I was like, what am I supposed to do with $23? My mom was like, you know, that's okay, we'll just spend it on me. And then we got the rest of the stuff we needed with her credit card. But eventually, you know, that was that happened in March of 2024. I had to renew and to keep them. And when I renewed my EBT in September of 2024, they increased them. I was shocked, but they increased them, and I started getting $200. And I will say that was a little bit better. It wasn't much, but it was better than the $23 that I had. And it was crazy. Like when I went shopping, it's like I only had like $200, and my grocery bill was like $80, and I was like, wow, it took like majority of my money. And I told mom that I hate being on EBT. I'd rather get a job. And that's why I was so thankful. I finally found a job in December of 2024, and I was so happy to get off them. I didn't want to have SNAP benefits. I'd rather work, but unfortunately I lost my job last year in February. So I said, you know, I needed food. It's like my mom was paying all the bills. I wanted to apply for stamps so we can be able to get food. Like I wanted to help her out. But yeah, it's so, like, having EBT is so important. It's like not just for, you know, children, senior citizens, and disabled people, but also for people like me that lost their job. And now, you know, we have 25 states that are about to get rid of EBT, and they've been planning to get rid of EBT. They've been waiting to do this for a long time, and they're also trying to get rid of, you know, health insurance, and they're trying to get rid of free lunches. And once they get rid of free lunches, it's crazy. These people are taking away stuff that are helping people, and then in the same breath they're upset that the birth rate is going down. And I'm like, well, Duh, what you expect? Nobody wants to have a baby in this climate. Like, a lot of people can't afford to take care of themselves, so they're not about to bring in another person to take care of. And, food is expensive, diapers are expensive, daycare is expensive, rent is expensive, car notes, people have like a lot of bills, and a lot of people saying no to parenthood, and a lot of people are refusing to have kids until the economy gets better, because there's some people that want kids, but they refuse to have them because the economy is so bad. And really, to me, I wasn't even trying to talk that much. I actually wanted to play a couple of videos for y'all that I found on TikTok. And, a lot of people been talking, of course. I just wanted to post a couple of them because a lot of these videos that I found on TikTok, I agree with them. And I'm pretty sure some of y'all will agree too. So let's get into these videos.
I am afraid for the children. I am afraid for seniors who are older than me. I'm afraid for people in general. We need to eat.
We're here at a food bank in rural New Mexico, where what might happen on Saturday is going to be felt hard. On Saturday, SNAP funding is supposed to lapse. That means that people who rely on food stamps across the country are not going to be able to go get food, put food on the table for themselves and their families in the way that they used to. And perhaps no state is feeling the brunt of that more than right here. About 500,000 New Mexicans rely on food stamps, rely on SNAP. That's about 21% of the population, the highest participation rate of any state across the country. Right now, people here at the food bank have been telling me that they're feeling a mix of fear about what comes next once this funding dries up, and frustration with what's going down on Capitol Hill.
They're not suffering. They don't need the program. All of us that need the program are the ones that are going to suffer. If they could put themselves in our shoes for one day and see how it is to be able to live from day to day, just with the uncertainty of what's going to go on.
How are you feeling in this moment, knowing that that funding is set to...
Disheartened, lied to, sad, scared, frustrated, upset.
It is not sustainable for food banks to fill this gap. We were not built to do this. We will stand out there and we will do our very best.
People in my community, I have an next door neighbor. She's raising 2 grandkids. She doesn't get any welfare for them. SNAP is the only thing keeping her going. Without that, she doesn't have any money. She can't find a job. She doesn't have a car. So without the SNAP, she's not going to be able to feed her grandkids or herself.
If you are naive enough to think that the pause to SNAP benefits on November 1st isn't going to affect you because you don't receive food stamps, I want you to hear this. About 1 in 8 Americans receive SNAP benefits. In fact, in Oklahoma, where I live, that's 1 in 6 people. So about 600,000 people in my state alone, Oklahoma, receive SNAP benefits. About 1 in 4 children in the U.S. receive SNAP benefits. But you're not one of those people, so you don't care, but hang with me. When those benefits go away, just about $9 billion in grocery spending vanishes. So you've got to be thinking about not just the grocery stores being able to stay open and pay their employees, but you have to think about the entire supply chain, trucks on the road, people who provide food to these grocery stores. $9 billion. Every dollar spent in SNAP benefits adds about $1.50 to $1.80 to the economy. So cutting those benefits isn't saving that dollar, it's taking away that $1.50 to your local economy. But you don't receive SNAP benefits, you don't work for a grocery store, you don't drive a truck, you don't give a shit. But when all of those things happen, the only way to combat that is to drastically increase the price of groceries. Grocery prices are already up over 3% in 2025 alone, which is almost an entire percentage higher than the average increase in grocery prices over the last 20 years. I thought they were supposed to go down day one though. So even if SNAP benefits only pause for 1 month, which by the way would be detrimental to all the people I mentioned before that you don't give a shit about, it will cost the economy roughly $13 to $14 billion in profit. And you can expect your grocery prices in just that 1 month to go up at least 1%. And states will stand to lose about $300 to $500 million in sales tax revenue. So even if you do not receive SNAP benefits, you never have, you never will, you do not want these to be paused on November 1st.
President of the United States is fucking lying. I think this whole administration has completely lost their fucking mind, and I think we're all gonna die!
Honestly, I'm very happy they're taking away the food stamps. That's great because y'all swear at the poll you were doing something to hurt immigrants and people who look like me. But now, all the rednecks and Mima and Papa and Junebug and Slaughterbug and all y'all gonna be hungry this fucking Thanksgiving. Thank God. You thought you were shooting other people, you end up shooting yourself in the foot. Good. Like, great. I'm happy. Thank you. Majority of the immigrants who you claim are stealing your stuff, we don't even qualify for food stamps. Maybe y'all could use this hungry time to think about what y'all did at the poll last November. This Thanksgiving, maybe y'all can fast and repent.
I don't really like the way people are responding to the news of the food stamps possibly being cut. I don't like how people are telling other people to get a job. I don't think that's right. I don't think it's right. Like, congratulations. Congratulations. You have a job. You have made it in life. You are successful. You did what you have to do in school. You graduated and now you are getting paid a high-paying job. Congratulations to you, but not everybody is as fortunate as you are. You can't sit here telling people, go get a job, go work, go do this. You know, like, some people don't have it as easy. Some people don't have it as fortunate. You got mothers right now that have no help, that have nobody that can help them. They need the food stamps to feed kids. Like, there's people that need these food stamps. You can't just sit there and tell people, go get a job. There's more people in the world right now than there are most jobs. Like, jobs are not even hiring like that. And when they do, they're not paying like that. You got people who done ran through the system. Like, you got people who are on disability. You got people who need the food stamps. Don't tell them, oh, it's their fault because of the choices they made in life. Everybody deserves a second chance. Everybody deserves a chance at a good life. Just because you made it in life and did what you had to do, don't mean other people don't deserve a shot. Like, you need to understand that this is important and this is a serious matter. Like, I hate when I see people say, oh, go get a job, stop relying on the government. Like, no, they need this help. Like, there are some people that really need this. It's a serious matter.
Y'all, I just read my email from DHS last night. And that just said, even if you have food stamps left on your card November the 1st, they system's not going to be accepting it at the store. So you need to go on and get shelf-able food now that can last you from November and beyond. Hey, just a word being put out. Hey, yeah. That's some crazy work, G. That's some crazy work. If you have food stamps, do not be trying to save them on y'all card until next month for Thanksgiving or none of that, because you are not going to be able to use them. November the 1st, they not finna be accepting them cards at the store. You have to go on and get your food and stuff now. That's wild, bro. That's wild. But hey, I'm just a messenger.
Somebody to fucking tell me they're lying. I need somebody to fucking tell me they're lying. I need somebody to fucking tell me they're lying right fucking now, because what the fuck do you mean that I'm not gonna get my fucking SNAP benefits? What the fuck do you mean? Because what the fuck is happening? Do you understand that there are people like me who cannot work? Do you understand there are people like me who have kids who cannot eat? Do you understand there are people like me who go hungry the last week of the month just so my kids can't eat because SNAP benefits is...
Hey, Shame. So look, I just seen that video with the white woman going crazy about her getting her SNAP benefits cut off. Ma'am, now mind you, I like everybody, but she just happened to be white. Ma'am, you are going off for about over at least $1,000 worth of food stamps, Miss Stain. Girl, what the problem is, why you freaking out is, you used to getting your kids all that name brand food with them damn food stamps, and you probably got your old man in there eating filet mignon when he gonna have to start eating them thin steaks and them steakums. That's what the problem is. You better take your Down to the Piggly Wiggly. You'll see the 5 for 20. I don't know what the Winn-Dixie got going on, but that's just what you're going to have to do. You can always make your way to Safeway. They got some good deals for 4 to 5 for 20, and that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to spend wisely. The girls is going through it, and I used to love my stamps, but the girls are going through it because they can't just be throwing crab legs and filet mignon in that basket no more. Time to eat cheap.
Am I a bad person because I got a little smile on my face when I found out that 42% of the people that receive SNAP benefits are white people in red states?
I voted for him for lower grocery prices. Not only has that not happened, I'm getting my food stamps taken. I did not ask for this.
Well, seems like a good enough time as any to interrupt her. Hi, I'm back to teach white people more shit. Well, mostly white people, because that's who keeps popping up on my FYP, just cheering on the fact that we won't have any SNAP benefits for November. So I thought I'd do a little research. Yeah, and I'm using Alabama as my example because that's the state I live in. And I got my data here that I'm about to read to you from the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, and also because I know how to do basic math. Well, I do, but I double check it with Siri because I did receive an Alabama education, so there's a anyways. Yes, that's neither here nor there. I said, how many people in the state of Alabama, our population, are on SNAP benefits, and they said 750,000 to 800,000 people in the state of Alabama are on SNAP benefits, and that's our population, by the way, is 5 million. So that makes it 15 to 16% of our population are receiving SNAP benefits. And I said, so if we took each state, the percentage of their population on SNAP, and ranked them from highest to lowest, where on that list would Alabama fall? And we are the 11th highest on SNAP benefits. It's not really that good. They said 1 in 6 households receive SNAP benefits. I said, out of curiosity, how many people in the state of Alabama receiving SNAP benefits are white? It said 37%. I said, okay. That's about the same as our national average, so to be expected. I'm just going to give you a little bit more information to tie this up. 64% of the population voted for Donald Trump. 64% of the people who voted in 2024 voted for Donald Trump. And 77% of those people were white voters. And that comes from the Pew Research Center. I hope that helps.
Baby, white TikTok is in motherfucking shambles because they don't understand how EBT benefits are getting cut off November 1st because a lot of them say they didn't vote for it, but they voted for Donald Trump. And see, this is the problem when you play a game that you think that isn't going to motherfucking affect you, but it's going to affect everybody else, and you feel like it's not your problem or situation to deal with. Things will directly motherfucking affect you. You voted for somebody that didn't give a fuck about you. You also voted for somebody that didn't give a fuck about your neighbor. So it indirectly affected you, and now it's directly affecting you because you didn't even know what you voted for. Most white men and women in rural states and rural areas, they are low income and they get benefits through the state. Dummies. And a lot of them voted against those benefits by voting for fucking Donald Trump when they just thought that he was going to deport all the immigrants. They're crying because they're like, what are we going to do for Thanksgiving? What are we going to do? My benefits are going to get cut. I don't know. I didn't vote for this. Yes, you did. Yes, the fuck you did. Sad because now their vote is going to affect millions of people all because they wanted to be racist. Ain't that a damn shame? Fucked up because of the uneducated bunch of people that decided to vote for this man. Now people have to actually suffer behind the hands of them. They are the problem, and I don't wish them any pity. I don't wish them any harm. I wish that they would disappear. Deal with the consequences of your actions. Don't ask for help and figure it out on your own. Actually, how about you ask Donald Trump for help since you voted for him?
Trump publicly stated, those of you who have not accepted his fascist regime, he wants you to suffer. Therefore, they are prepared November 1st to cut SNAP benefits and Medicaid, which will leave millions of children without food. They also want to push you into these streets, not just for protests. They want you to riot. to steal food, because then Trump the chump can create a situation where martial law is necessary, because that's what he wants. And what is going to happen when people can't eat? Violence increases, because you're not going to tell anybody that they can't eat and they got to walk past a grocery store that's full of food. This is the game they're playing. This is the time where the community must come together. Ain't nobody gonna tell me that our children are gonna go hungry, that our elders are gonna go hungry. That's not going to happen, because we as a community are going to stop funding our demise. The 1% that is running this country right now understands only one thing: greed. Stop spending your money. If you're going to spend money within your community. We need to check in on our neighbors. We need to check in on our elderly. We need to start donating food, real food, to food banks. This does not mean going in your cupboard and taking out all the stuff you don't want. When you donate to a food bank, they need what you need. Think about what's on your grocery list. There are many directories online to find a food bank near you. All you have to do is decide to fight for yourself and your community. Understand that this moment you have got to sacrifice something. It's not going to be comfortable. A fascist regime is trying to take over your life. They're trying to dictate who survives this. We need to take care of each other. That's the solution, because this current government is not your government. They don't work for you. They work for Trump, the chump, and his oligarchs. I want you to know we're going to be all right. We know what it is to suffer. We know what it is to fight. And for those of you who don't think you are ready for this moment, yes, you are, because you have to be. Remember that, and you will always have enough courage to fight back. I love you, black man. I love you, black woman. Knowledge is power. Power to the people.
Here's what I gotta say about all you people on TikTok crying about losing your SNAP benefits next month if this government shutdown continues. Well, if you can get on TikTok and you got the energy and time to do that, then you got the energy and time to sign up to do DoorDash. I tell you what, hunger is a great motivator.
Hey Tori, I'm not on food stamps or anything like that, but I'm going to advocate for people who need it. Here's what I got to say about a woman who's been divorced 5 times. If you've got time to come on TikTok and complain about things, then that means you have time to work on your own personality and hatred, because that's the reason why you've been divorced 5 times. Because I think your something borrowed is just your ex-husband's. And I can just imagine what your next wedding would be like. Your wedding cake should be 3 tiers just of divorce papers but covered in frosting. And I will say, I think Cupid is just tired of your ass, because after your 5th marriage, he filed for workers' compensation. But knowing you, you'd probably cut his benefits. And I genuinely feel like you have some kind of kink of shutting things down, kind of like that Hyundai plant that happened in Georgia. Kind of like how you did with your emotional availability. You know, Tori, if men aren't working out for you, maybe try women. You've turned the line "till death do us part" to "till Tuesday do us part." I bet all of your wedding vows came with an expiration date and a tracking number. And after 5 failed marriages, you legally can be declared a one-woman revolving door. And if you do have a 6th wedding, next time don't go rice, just throw in the towel. And since you said hunger is a motivator, you definitely look like you're motivated by food. You talking about people losing their SNAP benefits is absolutely wild, because you've lost more husbands than they've lost groceries. Imagine just criticizing people for needing food assistance when your entire life has been sponsored by alimony. She's out here judging people for food assistance, all the while her entire life she's been emotionally bankrupt. You know, Tori, SNAP benefits are actually there to help families eat, while your unions never made it through the appetizer course. And honestly, if I saw you in a grocery store, I bet you wouldn't even be shopping. You'd probably be running background checks on aisle 5. But I definitely know the aisle that you wouldn't be on. It's the seasoning aisle. And I can honestly see why you and ICE have a lot of things in common. 1, they're looking for people with papers while you have divorce papers. 2, they chase after men while you chase away men. And finally, she's living proof that you can have everything in life, except for empathy, sympathy, and a single successful relationship. Anyways, Tori, if you see this, have the day you deserve. Bye.
Every year I try to give food and I give toys to organizations to help. But I'm going to tell you, I gotta pay for my own family, and it sucks. But you guys have gotten very comfortable living off of the government, and the very thought that you might not get your cards in November has got you guys screaming all over the internet. Meanwhile, you had no problem spending $1,000 food hauls at Costco and showing all the internet all the food you get and dancing and laughing, and even some women like very sarcastically being like, "Oh, you mad?"
Lock in, fuck niggas. We about to fact check this shit. First, if you fuck with me, check out that podcast. Let's get it. What the hell is she talking about? First of all, you are online way too much, and I know you know nothing about food stamps, because if you did, you would not make that video. And why are you mad at people using food stamps to buy food? Isn't that why we use it? But I'm gonna give you guys some information just to show you what she's saying doesn't make any damn sense. First of all, if you want less people on SNAP benefits, that would mean that the economy has to get better. Because if we just took the time to use our big people brain, then we'll realize that if the price of living is increasing and wages remain the same, then more people are gonna need government assistance. Which is why reports are saying a stronger economy will equal less people on food stamps. Not to mention that food stamps is just a temporary assistance, meaning that people usually stay between 6 or 24 months. And do you even know the demographic of the people that are on these benefits that the right are complaining about? 34% are children, 33% are the elderly, and 17% are disabled. Not to mention that 50% of people who are on WIC, which is women, infant, and children, have either SNAP, Medicaid, or both. In Trump's economy, we have a bad job market, unemployment is high, and inflation is high as well. And you're trying to understand why people want to get on food stamps?
People frequently claim that immigrants and poor black families are living off the system. They're on welfare. They're mooching. But here is the truth. The majority of people on public assistance in the United States of America are white, and most of them have jobs. They just don't make enough money to survive without a little bit more, because wages are low, rent is high, a lot of jobs don't come with benefits anymore. You can't have a job without a cell phone. You can't even find a job without the internet. But it's not poor people who are eating up the most dollars in public assistance. Nope, it's the middle class. It's people who can take mortgage deductions, and of course, corporations cashing in on subsidies. But nobody calls that a handout. SNAP, Medicaid, housing assistance, those aren't loopholes to help billionaires save some more money and line their pockets so that they can get more yachts or whatever they do with it. They're lifelines for millions of people. And here's the kicker. Those programs keep all of us safer and more stable. If you're mad that someone's getting help, maybe just look at why they need it, not just who they are. Think about this. A friend of mine said he grew up in a third world country, and he said that in those countries, petty theft and, pickpocketing and crimes like that are common because people have to do that to get enough money to buy food and to pay for a place to stay. That's going to happen in our country if we don't get curious about where the waste in our government really exists.
I'm not sure how to feel anymore about everything that's going on. So everyone's in an uproar.
Nope. You guys don't get to do this shit now. Nope.
I don't feel warm and cozy about this one. I don't agree with taking people's food, their resources to survive.
Were you this upset when Donald Trump cut USAID from Sudan and Congolese people? The moment he did it, 3 weeks later, 300 soup kitchens in Sudan no longer had funding or the food? This is the fucking problem with Trump supporters. They only start to give a fuck when it affects their brother or their sister or maybe themselves, right? You don't care about hungry people. You don't care about other people.
All they have left to cling to is their food that they put in their stomachs every day. And if you take...
And his heart grew 3 times larger on this day. Bro, cut the shit, bro. You voted for Trump. This is what happens when you vote for dumbass people to become president, man. Don't know what to tell you.
Threaten people right before the holidays to take away all they have, which is food to feed themselves and their parents or whatever, and the children right before Thanksgiving and Christmas. But it's ill-timed. It's not cool.
Yeah, buddy. No shit, it's not cool. You know, there's 12 million people right now before this food stamps cut that already didn't know where their next meal was coming from. Now, this is just going to increase that number. But you voted for this shit, bro. Like, what? Bro, you know that the government was going to get shut down. Come on. The first time he was in office, he shut it down twice. Never shut down under Biden. And then, boom. Next presidency of Trump, here's the first government shutdown. You voted for it.
And so those were the videos that were upset that the SNAP benefits are being taken away. But now I want to show y'all some videos about how people are now trying to cancel Thanksgiving, Christmas, Kwanzaa, and even New Year's. They just canceling all the holidays since, they canceled EBT. And I know for me, I would say that Thanksgiving will not be canceled because me and my mom, we like to buy things we need for Thanksgiving ahead of time. I think we'll be able to have a decent Thanksgiving, but I doubt we'll be able to go to the Black Friday sales, and I doubt we're going to be able to shop on Cyber Monday. Those two, Black Friday and Cyber Monday, is definitely canceled for us, but we're going to make sure to have a decent Thanksgiving and Christmas. Christmas and Thanksgiving and New Year's don't have to be canceled if you spend wisely. I feel like if people want to have a decent Thanksgiving or Christmas, they should check out some videos here on YouTube. Like they have regular everyday people telling you how to stretch your dollars and how to have a decent Sunday meal under $20 or a decent Thanksgiving dinner for just only $20 or less. I know a couple of people like that my mom follow. Like they'll go into Walmart or Publix or Piggly Wiggly and they'll show you what you can buy under $20. Be able to have a decent Thanksgiving and Christmas, which would be great. And I think people should definitely do that. And also I think people should start buying beans, like a bunch of beans, buy flour, cornmeal, stock up on water and stock up on potatoes. Like potatoes is perfect. Like with potatoes, there's so much you can do with potatoes. You can make mashed potatoes out of them, potato salads. You can make hash browns. You can make French fries, and you can make like scalloped potatoes, potatoes and onion, and all kind of good stuff like that. So yeah, buying potatoes is a good idea that will come in handy for mothers who's trying to make the money and the food stretch, and maybe even buy some rice too. But there's people on here that can help stretch your money and save money on food, and how you can spend less than like $30 or $20. So I'm going to show y'all some of these videos that I found about how people are canceling the holidays, and I'll be back.
Chat and let them know that you're not exchanging gifts this year. Hopefully everybody in your family is on board. And I know you're thinking about the kids. Well, Facebook Marketplace. If you're going to buy something for somebody, buy something small and local. Support a small retailer. But it's going to be Red Friday for these folks this year. Someone called it that in my chat. It says it's not going to be Black Friday this year. It need to be Red Friday. And I agree 100%. Hashtag Red Friday. But it's a good opportunity to teach your kids that freedom ain't free. And it's a conversation that need to be had because, somebody going to have to sacrifice and we're going to have to fight for this shit. So here we are. And those retailers, they're going to know. I know they're sitting on inventory from last winter. And guess what? They're going to have that same inventory next winter. It's like, seriously, let's do this. There were Christmases I had as a kid where my mom didn't have any money. She made a sweet potato pies, and that was fine. They were good. We were just as happy. We were like, who's in Whoville? And I think that's how it needs to be. If you want to do something, switch it up a little bit. Do some community service. Spend some time, serving in a soup kitchen as a family. Donate some money to like a homeless shelter. Help somebody else this year. Do something that really counts if you're going to do something. But if you buy something, please buy something small and local. Don't give these retailers nothing. We're not spending money. October, November, December, they make a whole lot of money off of us. And here's the time to teach them. We're not spending no money. Red Friday, cancel Christmas.
Y'all gotta get serious. Y'all have got to get serious. This place is not real. America is not real. We don't need to buy shit. I went in the store the other day and everything is up another $1 in the grocery store. I don't know how Doritos is almost $7. I don't know why people are gonna celebrate these pagan holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas and Black Friday. Stop spending your money. These people have absolutely no freaking conscience. There's more middle class people than there is rich. There's more poor people than there is middle class. And the whole plan is to eliminate the middle class and let there be elite, rich, and poor. Okay? So stop spending your money. Save your money. Keep your money in your pocket. Buy the bare necessities. Buy the things that you need to survive. Looking cute and all of that does not matter anymore at this point. Because this place right here, the way that people think and they're thinking, and then you're going to remove benefits and housing and all of that stuff, what's going to happen? What is going to happen? Do you ever see those movies where there's a whole bunch of people walking around with numbers trying to wait to get into the grocery store and stuff like that? How do we stop this? We have to stop this with our money. Do not celebrate Christmas. Do not celebrate Thanksgiving. Do not celebrate holidays. Figure out a way to grow some stuff in your apartment, in your house, or whatever. Stop spending your money. Buy the bare necessities. Buy the food that you need. Don't splurge on snacks and clothing and all that stuff. Get some laundry detergent and rewash some of that stuff. Rewear some of that stuff. Trust me, people don't care if you repeat your clothes. People don't care, okay? I've been doing it for a while. I haven't celebrated Christmas in 3 years. I don't have the credit card bills. I'm not buying stuff that I have to pay for the rest of the year or anything like that. I'm not putting myself in debt and being stressed out the rest of the year for anyone, okay? I will send you a birthday gift. I will send you something else, but no Christmas, no Halloween, no Thanksgiving, none of that. Shut the wallet, close the wallet, and watch what happens.
Before the MAGA girls start celebrating that SNAP is going away starting November, this is the group of people that use SNAP benefits the most, okay? Then it's African Americans, Hispanic, Asian, whatever, you know. Thanksgiving is canceled. Thanksgiving is canceled. Start buying the non-perishables right now for Thanksgiving dinner because, girl, this demographic right here that voted majority for the current government in place responsible for this, it's affecting you now. You guys voted for this president to affect the lives of other people, but now it's affecting you now. And let's see. Hopefully they fund the government by then, and maybe Thanksgiving will be saved. But fuck.
Breaking news. It was an email sent to the states today, suspending SNAP benefits for November. We might as well cancel all Thanksgiving and Christmas and the rest of them. They want to hurt them back. That's all I got to say about it, because this is ridiculous. Like, what the fuck is going on? An email today saying stop November SNAP benefits, but they still want to send $40 billion to Argentina. $40 billion, but they want to suspend our SNAP benefits, and then our taxpayer dollar went to the $40 billion. Boy, you gotta be shitting me.
I bet not see not one of y'all post a Thanksgiving plate this year. I don't want to see it. The way they are cutting food benefits
the way they are cutting a multitude of benefits, but on top of that, all of these corporations are doing mass layoffs right around the holidays. The holidays are canceled in my book. It's over with. GG's. We'll try again next year, maybe next millennia. It's over. I'm not giving y'all none of my money. You can't have it. I don't want to hear about no Cyber Monday, Black Friday, just because it's Wednesday sales. I don't want to hear none of that. People out here ain't got no SNAP. I don't want to see no SNAP peas. I don't want to see no stuffing or no dressing. I don't want to see none of that. The only way anything is going to change is if we hit them where it hurts. Hit their pockets. They hitting yours. Government shut down, but taxes still coming out your check. But it's a sad, sad day, man. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of people have been laid off this year. And the job market is already trash. But at a certain point, man, something got to give. Ain't no happy nothing. It's a place of somber.
And the only holiday we're celebrating this holiday is a Jet 2 holiday. Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas canceled. Start speaking with your pockets. They'll do anything to us and we still go out there and spend our money like we're idiots. Oh, but I need to. You don't need to do shit. One Christmas ain't gonna kill you. Jet 2 holiday Christmas. That's all we're celebrating.
So it has been alleged that November 1st that everybody will not be getting SNAP benefits. And I honestly feel like that's like honestly the worst month to cut the benefits completely, due to the fact that November 27th this year is Thanksgiving. People need a SNAP benefits at this time. Food is extremely expensive. It's not affordable anymore. And it's just like, what are people going to do? What other resources can they use to get food, because food is expensive alongside with everything else? The government is still officially shut down. It's very unfortunate for a lot of families that do depend on SNAP benefits. It's just like, what do you expect people to do at these type of times we live in? You got car note, insurance, water bill, rent, internet, house insurance, pest insurance. Every possible bill you can think of, people have, and people still have to struggle to get food, let alone on the biggest food holiday in a year. Y'all want to decide to cut the EBT? That's insane. I really don't understand what they expect us to do anymore. I just don't get it.
Okay, so y'all seen it here, folks. A lot of people aren't really playing around, and like I said, I don't blame them. They really don't have to cancel Thanksgiving or Christmas. They can just learn how to spend their money wisely and try to buy non-perishable stuff, rice, beans, potatoes, stuff like that. I don't know what's going to happen for December. I don't know how long the government will be shut down, and it sucks that the government shut down right before the holidays. Are you kidding me? That's crazy. I think that's it for this video, but please tell me what you think of the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.